I've found that it becomes easier the more you just learn to be your true and full self in all spaces. And that only came when I had peace with people misunderstanding me or not liking potentially some of those pieces. But it was like, I'd rather you figure out how to deal with it or decide you don't want to deal with it than me figure out how to shapeshift constantly to fit here. And I think being in front of a microphone and presenting as Zuri Hall, I'm not acting, right? There's no character to hide behind. It was like, who the heck am I? And now how do I own that on camera too? Because it is exhausting kind of turning it on and off when the camera's on or off.
I love that. John talks about like how Quincy Jones told him like, you're only cool when you can be yourself.
Yeah.
Like once you're authentically your real self,
right,
that's when you're cool.
It's so true.
Yeah.
And people feel it. Like people can tell. And I think that's why even when you get folks who are like, oh, they're like, there's something about them. They are quirky or I don't get it, but they're cool because they don't care. They're going to be who they are regardless. And I think all of us want that deep down. And so we're attracted to people who have found a way to live at that level of authenticity. I think that's a really brave act.
It's very hard.
It is very hard.
It's very hard, especially in life. It's very hard. But in this business, in this
oh my gosh,
fucking bubble of Hollywood, it's even harder. Although you would think it's the place where people are most free.
Yeah.
But it's not. So once you find that kind of inner peace and that strength to kind of just lean into who you're supposed to be and who you actually are, the unscripted version of who you are.
Yeah.
I think that's like a power move.
1,000%.
You know?
I had that epiphany when I was at E, actually. Like this was years back, not like the current state of affairs. But it's like there was a moment when I was like, I felt like a pressure maybe to be someone I wasn't or to report in a way that wasn't true to me. Right. I've always prided myself on being someone who is empathetic, who is warm, who I'm going to ask you thoughtful, smart questions and present them in a way that hopefully you want to answer them. Mm-hmm. But I'm never going to try to finesse you or bait and switch you. I'm not like a gotcha reporter. And I'm also not gossipy. I'm not salacious. Like that stuff just always gives me the ick and it always has. Yep. But there was a chapter when that was the thing. And it was like, more is more and clickbait this and da-da-da-da. And what's your hot take? Do you hate it or love it? And I'm like, oh, well, I'm generally indifferent, honestly. If they like it, I love it. But like, that's not sexy and interesting and like
clickbaity
collective
and all
gas.
the stuff. Yeah.
And I really started to wonder if I was going to lose my like standing, my job, like because I wouldn't rise to that occasion. And I remember calling my dad one night crying because I had made peace with the fact that like I might have to walk away from like an opportunity that I had. And I was crying because like I'd always been his little soldier and I'm this little go out and get it done and a succeed person. And here I was about to say that I was walking away from an opportunity that I was quote unquote failing because I couldn't or wouldn't rise to meet them where they kind of wanted me to go
like
with
standard,
this direction.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, I just realized today, I don't want to be anywhere. I don't want to be with anyone. I don't want to be in any room that requires me to be anyone other than who you and my mother raised me to be. I am so proud of who that young woman is because it is a reflection of you. And to ask me to minimize that or pretend not to be that is to discredit all of your work, all of your love, everything you've taught me and poured into me. I'd rather be jobless. And I'm getting chills thinking about it because that was not, I didn't have it like that. Like I needed a job. But the moment I decided that I was who I was and that's all I was ever going to be anywhere in every space and take it or leave it.
It opened up.
The doors opened up.
Up.
Everybody was like, do you want a job? Do you want more time? Would you like exposure? How about a raise?
Amen.
How about a new I said, this is all I had to do all these years. Y'all been driving me crazy.
Just be my authentic self and stay true to my moral compass.
Yes.
People so easily sell out in this town and sell their soul. So again, you did it your way.
I did it my way.